boys, I'll take you on a tour. Let me put you on to some new work. Grilling this heat. I got the word on the street. Take heed, introduce you to some brand new things. Food for the soul, till you gotta blow. Food worth forking, take it on the go. In tune, serving it up on the road. Tell you all about it on the special. This here's something you don't wanna miss. Hit you every week with a new dish.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Food Worth Forking. It's Wednesday night and I'm excited because I have a fantastic guest for you tonight. But let's get into just some of our basics, some of our regular house cleaning, housekeeping things we must do. So again, if this is your first time watching or listening Food Worth Forking, welcome. I'm your host, Laura Williams, and Food Worth Forking is all about food, dating, and lifestyle. So food, we talk about all things food and culinary in the culinary world and everything around it or in it. Dating, how are we dating? What are we doing? What are some do's, don'ts? What's happening? What are the new trends? And lifestyle, what is happening in the world around us? That includes love and lots of love. So that's what's going on. So I hope everyone is doing well. Listen, we are at the end of January. I can't even believe it. Like 1 month in this new year, 2023, is almost over, which means February, here we come. There's Valentine's Day that's coming up. It's also Black History Month. We will have a lot to talk about. I have a lot of really cool and interesting things that are coming up for this upcoming month and for upcoming episodes. I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited to unpack it. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. But you're not going to be able to do that if you are not subscribed. So if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the Food Worth Forking channel. Hit that bell, please, so you will get all the notifications for new episodes and content. So let's get into some forking, shall we? I think so. So we're going to get started. So tonight, dark, creamy, alluring, and pleasing chocolate. And not just regular chocolate, chocolate from West Africa. Today, my guest and also my co-host is the CEO and founder and creator of Luji's Chocolate. Her name is Iyin. So before we get started, let me see if there's anything happening in these comments. We got to get this show on the road. Okay, well, we're going to get started. And so let me tell you a little bit about Iyin. All right. So, Iyin is a Nigerian American that has always been passionate about seeking opportunities to add value in West Africa. Growing up, she was shocked to discover most of her favorite childhood products in Nigeria were not made in Nigeria or even in West Africa. Throughout her formal education and professional experience, from Carnegie Mellon to IBM, Iyin maintained a peripheral interest in made in Africa products that progressively evolved into a keen interest to be a part of the ecosystem. In 2019, Iyin made a bold decision to move to Ghana. The decision was inspired by her interest to explore the thriving technology landscape and learn about factors that make the region a key player in the exports of commodities around the world. While living in Ghana, she learned about the disparities in the cocoa industry, from deforestation to child labor to farmer poverty. Equipped with that knowledge and the motivation to support cocoa farmers and their communities in West Africa, she felt compelled to make a change. This led her to create Luji's Chocolate, a premier, ethically sourced, all natural chocolate brand produced entirely in West Africa and distributed to the United States. So let's get into this here this evening and let's meet Iyin, shall we? Hold on, hold on. And there she is. I gotta unmute you.
Nope,
There
I
we
got
go.
it.
Hi, Ian. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Laura. I love the way you read that intro. I was sitting in the back, like, okay, all right.
You're like, is that me? And that's you.
Right. That's how I felt. I love the way you read that. If you took the pauses, you added the emphasis. It was really good.
Oh, well, thank you, darling. So, okay,
Yes.
so I chose not to say your last name because I did not want to mess it up. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So, can you teach us this evening how to enunciate and pronounce your last name correctly?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, so my first name is it's if we were saying it like the Nigerian way, we would
Yes,
say E.
Emi.
E. Yes. And
Okay.
then the last name is Akinlabi-Oladimeji.
Okay, let's take the first part.
Okay. So the first part is Akin
Aki,
Labi.
Labi,
And then the second part is Ola
Ola,
Dimeji.
Dimeji.
Yeah, that was it.
Ola Dimeji.
Ola Dimeji. Yeah.
Oh, I did it. Yes. Very nice. Beautiful.
Thank
Beautiful,
you.
beautiful.
That was really good. I'm not like most people do not say that. Like you just said.
That's why I'm saying, no,
So
let's take this slow. Let's break this down so I can
yeah,
hear it. I can listen.
I appreciate that.
Yes. Yes. Folks are here. They are checking in. Thank you for checking in. Okay, so let's get started. So we start with in a speed round of
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
And so I'm going to get you ready for those here. It's easy. I think you can handle it. Let's go. Hold on, hold on. Okay, so cocktail or wine?
Ooh, I'll say wine. Yeah, I just love a glass of wine, relax. Cocktail seems like a lot more effort, I guess.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, what is something you want to change in the world?
Hmm. Um, I'd love to change the way we think about consuming products now and where products are produced, which is kind of why I'm doing Luji's chocolate.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so what famous person would you most like to have dinner with?
Oprah.
Right?
Yeah, that's it. That's all. I'm just gonna stop there. Oprah.
Because you're going to get so much from that.
I feel like it, right? I feel like
Right?
she would teach you so much.
Yes. I'm like, all I need is really 30 minutes. Okay, hiking in the mountains or going to the beach?
The beach, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm torn a little bit. I think it's because you said mountains, which makes it
Mhm.
sound more than just a typical hike. I
It
would go with
is. Yeah,
general, yeah. So
I might do it. I might do a hike in the mountains. I haven't, but if it's mountain, I'm like, yes. But if you tell me, let's go for a hike, I'm like, ooh, that sounds like too much work.
oh, really? Do you like the beach? What do you think about the beach?
I like the beach.
Oh, well.
I enjoy the beach very much. Okay, who is your hero or shero?
Um, my hero or shero? I have to go with my mom.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like she's the one I always think about as far as like she's just such an inspiration, so strong. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Um, last meal on earth, what would it be?
Um, this is a tough one, actually. I think, well, if I was thinking of a Nigerian meal, that would be something separate than like another meal. But if there's this food in Nigeria, it's called like yam with
Mm-hmm.
stew. So that's probably would actually be my last meal. But if it's a
What is
non,
yam?
it's like a carb, it's a similar to a potato. I guess
Okay.
it's similar to yams, yeah. But
Okay.
I don't know I don't know what's. Oh, have you had Japanese potatoes before?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. It's similar to that.
Okay.
Um, or I would say wings, like buffalo wings. I love wings.
I get that. I can understand that. I get it. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Last question. Favorite candy?
sour Skittles. Anything sour.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? I used to love. I
Yeah.
forgot about Skittles. I used to love Skittles. I used to eat Skittles
Yeah.
all the time.
I used to as well. I had to stop because
You can
no, no,
OD.
no. You can.
OD on Skittles. Yes.
Are
Okay.
you a are you a candy fan in general?
Kind of. Like it's I'm a big candy fan when I'm traveling. When
I
I'm
can see that.
traveling, I'm like, okay, what are my snacks or what are the things that I want I have to have? And most of the time it's candy. Probably like 3 or 4 different types. It's sad, but it's true.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
See how easy that was?
Yeah, okay. I guess you're right. I'm feeling like we're easing into it. I like it.
Yeah, we're easing into it. We're easing into it. So since we're easing into it, we want you to ease and feel at ease and comfortable and tell us more about you and how you developed this awesome brand. And where did it come from? Tell us about you and what's going on.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, for one, I already mentioned it. I feel like you did a great job on the intro. So I'm like, what else can I add to it? But thinking about where you started already, so yeah, I already said I'm Ian. I was born in Nigeria. I moved to the US when I was a lot younger, like in elementary school. And I remember when I was in fifth grade, I met like one of my friends at that point, and we were talking about food, like food that we were eating. And I don't know if you have you heard of something called what is it, Maggie? Have you heard of Maggie?
No.
Okay, it's not important. But we were talking about some food, and I remember that friend. She was Indian, and she was like talking about Maggie, and I was like, "Yeah, Maggie. It's a Nigerian company because we had it in Nigeria, and all the ads they had Nigerian faces. You know, all the commercials. It seemed like it was a Nigerian product." And I was like, "It's a Nigerian company," and she was like, "Oh no, it's an Indian company." And then we looked online, and we're like, "Wait, this is made in Switzerland." And the same thing happened with several other products like that I loved as a kid, like Indomie, Milo. There's so many products, and I just found out slowly almost none of them were made in Nigeria.
Mm,
So that alone, I mean, in addition to other things, but it got me really passionate and interested in doing something that would impact the region because I don't think that's good, because more things should be produced there, especially because most of the raw materials are there. Um, so yeah, as I got older, I feel like I've always been interested in doing something that impacts the region. And after I moved back to West Africa in 2019. I lived in Ghana, so I lived there for a little bit, and I found out about the cocoa industry. Just like I think the stat is 70% of cocoa, which is the main ingredient in chocolate. It actually comes from West Africa.
okay.
But at the time, at least when I learned it, it was less than 1% of chocolate is produced there, which
Hmm.
to me is just like wild. And when I found out about that, I mean, of course, I was already passionate about it. But once I found out, I was like, I think that should be changed. This shouldn't just stand that way. So that's kind of why I was inspired to start Luji's Chocolate. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I loved spending time with friends. I'm also, what else is fun or interesting about me? I also work in technology, so I also have a tech background. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. Let me know if you have other questions.
No, okay, and that is great. But how did that lead you to your chocolate
Mm,
brand? Like, I get the food part, and I totally understand like the branding and what you discovered, growing up
yeah.
on your journey, especially going to Ghana. But when was the moment? What triggered? You know what? I want to start this chocolate company.
So the thing is, when I moved to Ghana, I already had an interest in starting something. Like I knew I wanted to do something, I just didn't know what. So I took a leave of absence from my job here in the U.S., and that was why I went. So in the back of my mind, I already knew I was trying to figure out kind of what problem to solve.
Mm-hmm.
And initially, I had like a tech focused mind. I was like, I'm gonna do some tech company. And then when I found out about this, I was like, and I love chocolate anyways. I was like, no, I have to get started in it. So it was honestly just learning that stat that got me down, started on this journey, like looking more online. I mean, we haven't touched on like how I created the brand and what the story was going to be, but just deciding to start it. And then I took a course online about becoming a chocolate maker. So I paid for
Oh,
just a course online that teaches you about the process. And then, of course, I also ended up learning after talking to my family that there are so many farmers in my family. And I'm actually from one of the largest cocoa producing towns in Nigeria. So then
oh
I was like,
wow.
yeah. So I was like, why did I not even know any of this? I was like, I have to, like, this seemed like the perfect, it kind of seemed serendipitous, I guess.
Awesome. Awesome. So where did the name come from and your packaging? Because your packaging is great. It comes
Thank
in this
you.
great box. So
Ooh,
um what how did you get here? And so how did you get here to the packaging? And
yeah.
then let's dive into your flavors because in your box set, you have four different flavors, four different types of chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question. So I think we actually started talking a little bit about it. So the town I'm from in Nigeria, it's called Luji. And where we source the cocoa beans from is Luji. So it's essentially called Luji's chocolate because that's where the cocoa is coming from. That's also where we do the impacts. It's also where I'm from. So it feels really what's the word, like it feels like I'm doing something that's impacting people I really know because it's directly
Mm,
related to where I'm from. It's not just like, it's not just something I'm doing, it's really like related to me and my background, so that's kind of why it's called that. And then the packaging is inspired because based on me wanting to put a lot of West Africa, I just wanted West African influence
yeah.
throughout it. Yeah. So if you look closer, like there's a sun at the top. Yeah, like the very top of Luji's, there's a little sun there. And that's because the sun is like where Luji is in Ondo State, which is known as the Sunshine State in Nigeria. So that's kind of an ode to that. We have the cocoa pods, of course, splattered throughout because that's like the most important part of chocolate production. Um, we have the colors, it's bright and funky because that's what, like, West African culture is so bright and it's not calm, and I wanted people to like see it and know that this is something different, it's unique. And then on the front we say doing good should taste good because there's so much more behind this brand, like I said, than just chocolate. It's
Right.
really with every purchase we're also donating a seedling to a farmer in Luji, so it's
Oh
more
wow.
than just chocolate, and I wanted people to kind of get that from looking at the packaging.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
Thank
I have
you.
some. I have some here,
Ooh,
right? I have some
yeah.
here. So I have tried. So I'm going to ask you to tell us, like, how did you even come up with the flavors? Because I started with the ginger plantain crunch. And
Nice.
this surprised me because those who know me, I'm not big on ginger. I'm not. But, but I will say that the ginger, it's not overpowering. It's at the end, and it kind of massages the palate. And the plantain is a nice crunch, which is I would have never thought about putting plantain in it. So of course I wouldn't have thought of it, but I think that's a great touch. Like, how did you come up with these flavors?
I love the way you said it massages the palate, by
You
the way. I feel like I
know,
need to use that on some marketing material. Like, I'm like, what? Oh, I never thought
it
about saying it
does
that
though.
way.
It does because it's not strong. Like and
Yeah,
and for someone like me who's not a I'm not going I'm not gravitating to ginger.
the gender.
But I was like, you know what? Because I normally wouldn't. that's where I want to start. And I started there and
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. So for those of you who love ginger, you will love this. You will absolutely love it. So tell us about your flavors.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much chocolate out there. That's also one
Mm-hmm.
of the things that I was like, first, when I initially thought of this idea, I was thinking I was going to sell locally in West Africa, like in Nigeria. But I knew that for me to really achieve what I wanted, like creating a product in West Africa that is consumed by the world, I wanted to start in the US.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much chocolate here. Like on every shelf, there's a dark chocolate, there's a milk chocolate, there's so much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I knew I had to do flavors that were unique. So that's something that's going to catch someone's attention. Even if you come and you want darkened milk, it's going to be there. But there have to be some flavors that are unique to my brand, that are also unique to my story, which is the story about West Africa. So we're really focused on using West Africa's unique ingredients in our chocolate. So that's why we have the ginger with plantain crunch and the spicy suya. So we're working directly with local vendors there to source the ginger, the plantain we use, and the suya. So for those, I don't know, Laura, had you ever heard of suya spice
I
before?
haven't, because I was just going
Okay.
to ask you. This is this one. So tell me
Yeah,
about this. I've never heard of it. So and it's spicy, so that's
it is
different.
spicy. A little bit spicy, yeah. So suya is it's a seasoning. It's usually eaten in like Nigerian culture with beef skewers. So it's like it's like a spicy seasoning that somebody would use to season beef. But so we're doing something different by adding it in chocolate. It's a mixture of other seasonings such as like cayenne, has some ginger in there, paprika. It's kind of a nice blend, a West African blend, and so we're doing something different, putting it in chocolate. I haven't seen any brands doing it.
I
So I was like, I want to try this out.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Yeah.
And I do love my chocolate. So I think that's a great taste and it's a nice addition. So that's going to be next on the list to do it.
Yeah.
Um, you mentioned how, um, and I guess this is probably all kind of wrapped together about why you're doing it. But what was the main inspiration for you even to to start this, to say, you know what, you had the idea, you took the
Yeah.
class, you took the course, but sometimes we don't, not everyone finishes. So what was the inspiration, what drove you, what kept you going and doing this?
Yeah. I think to be honest, I've always wanted to do this. Even if it's not chocolate, it would be something else that's impacting farmers in West Africa. Chocolate is just my way to do it. So I'm not even tied to chocolate myself. I'm
Okay.
just tied to the impact. So I honestly, I always knew I was going to do something. And then when I found out about the industry, like I said, like finding out that on average, some farmers are making less than $1 in a day,
Mm,
or things like that. And like chocolate is such a sweet thing. Like you should be able to enjoy chocolate and know that where it's coming from is good, and it's like helping people at the beginning of the supply chain. So yeah, not to make it too deep, but that's how I thought
no,
about
but
it. And
that's
I was like, I
no, I
have to
think
do
that's
it
a good
anyways.
point. That's a good
Yeah.
point because we all can do many things, and sometimes maybe, and your passion is the work. Like chocolate is great, but the passion is how you're helping your country, how you're helping your family, how you're helping those in your community.
Absolutely.
That's the passion. And that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. What's been your most challenging, or most, what has challenged you the most about this
Mm.
process?
Well, so Luji's chocolate, I mean, we recently launched. So we launched last October. We launched on Kickstarter.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's a relatively new brand. It's a new thing I'm just starting, that I'm sure we're going to have way more challenges than what I've already had.
Hmm.
Um, but as you can imagine, this is something, it's new to me, but it's
Hmm.
also new to just production in general. Like, not many people are producing there. So
Hmm.
I think the biggest challenge that I had was actually finding the farmers to partner with, finding my initial productions. It's the operations that's happening in West Africa. I would say that was like the biggest challenge. And
Okay.
there's a whole separate other challenge on like brand building that I'm now just learning about and tackling, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about. But yeah, a lot of different ones.
Awesome. Okay. And that, I mean, and that, that makes sense. What was the reservation, if there were any, the reservation for the farmers? Why was
Mm,
that? What made that difficult?
yeah, I mean, as someone who's never, this is my first time doing this. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
how do I pick the right farmer? How do I ensure they're creating quality cocoa? Or, how do I
Mm-hmm.
ensure it's like up to par with competitors that I'm going to be working with and things like that? So it's not like there were reservations on their end. I think it was just a reservation for me because I hadn't, it's so new, So it was more so that, I mean, I've traveled directly to the farms now, 2 times visiting in person in Luji in Nigeria. So even that in and of itself is a challenge, like being there in person in like a rural area, which is something I'm not used to.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So um, what do you feel like you've learned the most so far? Like, what was that thing, or what is that moment, or that you're like, oh, I've got this. I will never forget this.
Oh
That you're
wow.
like, is so important that you learned so far.
Hmm. Lord,
Like
you're
your
asking some
aha
good
moment.
questions.
Your like your Oprah aha moment. You're like, oh,
um,
that's it.
I feel like I have a lot to still learn. Like if I'm being honest, like I feel like I'm just at the beginning since we just launched. So I feel like I have a lot to learn.
Okay.
But I've had a couple aha moments. I think one thing that resonate. I mean, I live in New York. I live in Brooklyn. I travel to Nigeria all the time, but it's still. I feel like I get a lot of aha moments when I travel in general, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is how people like in this part of the world are living. Because
Mhm.
sometimes I feel like I have so many. I think I have issues and problems, but then when I see other people's problems, I'm like, oh, makes me feel really grateful sometimes. That's one. And then another aha moment is when I got my first samples and I actually tried the chocolate, working with the factory for so long to develop the recipes and trying it and having a tasting with friends and family. And everyone was like, this is good. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you guys.
That's
So that was
awesome.
another one too.
That's awesome. So what part of this brings you the most joy? I know that you enjoy um, the fact that people are benefiting, with creating work, awareness.
Yeah.
Um, but what would you say brings you the most joy in the chocolate?
You talked about awareness already. I think that's big. I think it's also because chocolate is such people love it. It's such a thing that brings people like it reminds them of love, of like something sweet. And
Mm-hmm.
just having people I've seen people like when I've had a couple tasting events and people try the chocolate and I see their reactions. I'd say that brings me a lot of joy, honestly. It makes me feel happy. And then knowing that by them eating chocolate, there's some impact as well with the
Mm-hmm.
seedlings we're donating to farmers. I mean, it's so great. I'm really excited about Luji's chocolate this year, honestly.
Oh, good, 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 good. So,
Yeah.
okay, so what's next? So we have this box set. That's great. Presentation is great. The chocolate is great. So, what's next? What's next on the horizon for Luji?
I'd love to hear what you think about the other flavors as you try them. I know you talked about
Yes,
the ginger
I've
plantain.
yes. The ginger plantain is great. I've had the milk chocolate, which I
Ooh.
love because I love milk chocolate. Now, my next one is to try the spicy. How do you say it?
Suya.
Suya. Just want to be sure.
Yeah.
Spicy suya. And the dark chocolate. And the dark
Ooh.
chocolate is 70%.
Yeah.
Um,
70%. Do you like
70%.
dark chocolate?
Every once in a while. Every
Uh-huh.
once in a while, because I think dark chocolate is also, um, it's more. Let's see another word. Dark chocolate to me is more of a luxury
Mm.
because it's a different taste. You're not gonna sit and eat. You're not gonna, at least I wouldn't, but a lot of people don't. I mean, I wouldn't eat the whole bar, right? You'll have a piece, you kind of enjoy it, you take your time with it,
I can see that.
and you're like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
And you can have dark chocolate with wine. I think when I think dark
Yeah.
chocolate, it's more like pairing it with wine or champagne.
Yes.
So one of my favorites. Um, yes, Jason says need to try. Yes, yes, Jason.
Ooh.
We're gonna talk about how will people? So you've had the launch.
Yes.
Um,
I had the launch on Kickstarter. And
yes.
I know you were asking what's next. I'm going to basically refine all my processes. So operations in Nigeria, that's what I'm working on now, so that I can relaunch kind of on my website. But people can still pre-order now on Indiegogo, which is where it's available.
Oh,
I
okay.
could share. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Please put the where people can go, where we can go to pre-order. Put that
Yeah.
that link in the comments. That would be great. We can
Will
get
do.
that going. But so how should if people want to reach out to you, where are we going? We're going to Instagram.
Yes, Instagram at Luji's Chocolate is probably the best place to find me.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Well, everybody, I hope you are excited. We're going to put it in the comments so you can go um, do a pre-order of this awesome chocolate. And it comes in this great box set. I love that. I love the packaging. It's great. And the
Thank
chocolate is great.
you.
And let's see what's going on. See, Tasha said, I can't wait to
Oh,
try them.
that's
Yes,
awesome.
yes. Let's see what else. Cassandra says, beautiful. Yes. Hey, Cassandra. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah,
Yeah, thank
we're gonna
you.
we're gonna get it going. We are going to
Awesome.
get it going. And now that we have that happening and all that's going, you're gonna hang around for a little while. We're gonna get into some more food worth forking.
Okay, let's do
Okay.
it.
So tonight, everybody bookmark. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Chris says bookmark. Bookmarks link. Yes. Indeed. 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 So we are going to get into some more food worth forking, and we're going to get into some in between the bites, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, I thought this was interesting that I found this what's trending, and it's about cheese. It is about cheese. So sleep junkie, sleepjunkie.com will pay you $1,000 to eat cheese before bed every night, right? So let's find out why. The idea is that a heavy meal can affect our dreams, and it's cheese that's often singled out for the blame when it's a bad one. The snooze experts at Sleep Junkie, online home of mattress reviews and sleep research, want to get to the bottom of this dreamy, creamy legend. The company is paying a few lucky participants to record their dreams after eating different cheeses every night for 3 months. That's a lot of cheese, and that's a long time. Anyway, participants will receive free cheese and $1,000, and that is a lot of cheddar. So let me have it. Let me have that one. So Dorothy Chambers, an in-house sleep expert from Sleep Junkie, told Today.com that the researchers have several questions in mind. Do testers feel they sleep better or worse after eating cheese? Right before bed? Are they more energized when they wake up? Are they experiencing more nightmares? Are these nutritional aspects to consider? Are there nutritional aspects to consider if we hear that certain cheeses trigger similar responses among participants? So, if you're interested, how do you apply? Where do you go? Well, you go to sleepjunkie.com/get paid to eat cheese. That's it. Oh, and also know that you're you're probably not the only one. And in just 1 week of posting their application, the company had 15,000 requests to participate. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of cheese. It's a lot of people. That doesn't even seem like that's good for your heart. I don't know. But I don't know how much cheese they're giving you or how much cheese. It never said how much cheese you have to eat. But
Yeah.
it just sounds like
And
a
I love Kenya's comment because she said, "What the bubble guts?" And that's
yeah.
exactly.
Kenya says cheese before bed. What the bubble guts? Yes. LOL. I'm back. Happy New Year, foodies. Yes, Kenya. Thanks for coming back. But yeah, that's a lot of cheese. I mean, Tasha says she's gonna pass. $1,000 clearly isn't worth it. Verna says nope, absolutely not. Cassandra says a lot of gas too. Yes. Or just constipation. It depends on what side of the fence you're on. I don't know, but that's what's going on. This is a lot. It is a lot of cheese. And Janelle says I'm allergic to dairy, but for a grip, I'm down. I can't. Oh, for 3 months though. For 3 months, I don't know. 1,000, I guess. Maybe for some
Wait, is
folks.
it 1,000 for the whole 3 months?
Yeah,
Oh, I
because
don't know
you have
about
to
this
complete the whole
study.
experiment, the study.
Yeah,
Yes, for 3 months.
I don't
That's,
think it's worth it.
I don't know. I mean, I love cheese, but I do. But every day for 3 months, yeah, no, that's a lot. Janelle says I got bills. Okay, girl. Okay. Okay, I understand. Oh gosh. And Jason says I have to consult my doctor. Clearly, you should. Clearly, because that is a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Yes. Emojis have spoken. Okay, Kenya, that's a lot going on. That is
Oh
hilarious.
my
That
gosh.
is. Yes, the emojis have spoken. They have. So it's something else, everybody, that I think we all are affected by. I just didn't realize it was as serious as it is. And it's this egg shortage. This egg shortage. And so I found let me bring you all some information about eggs because it's a serious thing. I didn't realize how serious it was until I started watching and seeing all of these like TikTok videos and people making fun of it. But there is an egg shortage. And the egg centric restaurant chain called Yolk. I've been to Yolk. Yolk is in, I don't know what other states it's in, but it's in Chicago. But Yoke told the Washington Post that last year's food costs for them were about 4 times higher than what they were in the previous years. The restaurant chain has gone from paying about $18 for a case to $70 a case. That's a lot. It's cutting into the bottom line so much that they've had to remove certain items from their menu. They're calling it eggflation. And inexpensive eggs are flying off the shelves faster than toilet paper was in 2020, and we all know what that was like. That was just outrageous. So people are I mean, I hope they're not fighting over eggs, but it sounds like they are. Unless you're at a grocery store, unless you're an early bird at a grocery store, or you only buy organic, you may find yourself paying as much as $1 per egg. That is a lot. But
Crazy.
that's if you live in the Golden State. Nationally, the average retail price for a dozen eggs is $3.59, compared to last year at 172. So that is a lot. Emily Metz, President and CEO of American Egg Board, tells Today.com, in addition to inflation and supply chains challenges, and supply chain challenges, egg farmers have also had to deal with the devastating bird flu. Now, I didn't know when I found this, I didn't even know there was a bird flu.
Mm.
So, evidently, there's a bird flu, and it's a breakout. And say once one bird gets the flu, they all they all get taken out in short order. So I don't really know what
Wow.
that means. I'm assuming my hopeful thought is that they just I'm just going to take these hens out and put you somewhere until you get well. But if it says all get taken out in short order, that sounds like they just like end the poor little hens' lives.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. The thing I noticed recently, my roommate, well, one of my roommates, she told me that she went to get eggs. I think this was earlier last year. I mean, last week. And from what I remember, she said the dozen were over $8. So I
So,
feel like it's crazy right now.
yeah, it's really insane. It's insane. What do we say? Why we got to say bye bye, Birdie? I know that's awful. It's awful. It's really awful, Tasha. And then Kenya says, "Yep, welcome to the world of food science and supply chain." Oh my, 2 for 5. Where is there 2 for 5? What is that? And Janelle says, if Yoke had to remove items from his menu, what's the point in going? Correct. Correct. Might as well change. You know what? Might as well change their name to Bagels.
That's big
Well,
facts.
y'all have jokes, and y'all have jokes out today. Y'all have jokes out here. Ours on Long Island, 9.50. Vernon says theirs on
That's
Long Island. Eggs are
crazy.
9.50 for a dozen.
I'm
That's
not
crazy.
surprised though.
Oh my gosh! Can you a moment of silence for the for these chicks? I can't bow our head. And I could not. I'm done. I'm done. I am absolutely done. But yeah. So we have them. So there's a bird flu. That's a problem. Then there's accusations of price gouging. That's that's becoming a problem. A spokesperson for the FTC tells Today.com. Let me back up. Last week, Farm Action, which is a non-governmental organization for farmers to protect them from large
Hmm.
corporations and monopolies, sent a letter to the FTC. So the
Mm,
FTC tells Today.com it doesn't comment on letters, petitions, or complaints or complaints it receives from third parties. And so far, the FTC has not made any public statement. So that's sounds a little shady.
that's shady.
Yeah. Then we have egg smuggling. Now, I don't
People are
understand.
smuggling eggs?
The U.S. Customs and Border Protection is reporting a 108% increase in egg products and poultry seized to ports of entry, especially the Mexican border. It's illegal to bring raw eggs or poultry into the United States, and individuals caught smuggling eggs into the country face civil penalties and fines. I need y'all to stop. Like, okay, I get people might
I
be bringing eggs in, but I also need you not to fine folks. Like, I don't. No, the answer is no. Like, we have better. We have better things to
better
do.
things to do.
We just
I knew you were gonna say that.
we just do. Oh, hold on. Does this mean my morning bacon, egg, and cheese is gonna go up? It might, depending on where it's from. And yes, stop. Egg smuggling. That's what they're calling it. Yes, egg smuggling. Um, the smuggling eggs out of Taiwan. Yeah, what a time to be alive. I can't. Guns, drugs, now eggs. I can't. I cannot. But it is. That's kind of crazy. So, um, hopefully, it sounds like things are trying to level out.
I was
And
gonna say, does it seem like it's leveling out, or is this the
yeah,
beginning? I can't even tell.
yeah, I think things are starting to shift a little bit, but again, it's going to take a minute.
Oh
And
boy.
so it says this is what I didn't understand. They're saying consider buying them in bulk, which makes sense. But that depends on how much they cost.
What you're finding, yeah.
Exactly. And but then they're saying, but and you can freeze them. But who wants to freeze eggs? And
Yeah, how do you cook
maybe
it if
shame
it's
on me. I didn't
frozen?
even know you could freeze eggs.
Yeah, I've never tried that
Yeah,
before. And I don't even know, how does it thaw? Like
it
what
just
is,
sounds
yeah.
wrong. It sounds wrong.
Yeah, no.
Like it does. It just sounds wrong all day. So although you're telling us to freeze eggs, we're not. We're not going to freeze hen eggs. We're just not going to do that. I don't even want to know if they were. Don't do that to me. So that's eggs and cheese tonight. Eggs and cheese. And on that note, we're going to get into the food lover and me. So the food
Food
lover and me
lover
is
and
my
me.
segment that I enjoy because I have found a restaurant or a food that I'm like, oh my God, this is absolutely amazing. So recently I was in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I discovered um, this restaurant. And hold on, it's called Scrambled Southern Diner. And this is fried green tomatoes. And I don't know if you know, I love fried green tomatoes. And let me get you what this has: pimento cheese, olive oil, crumbled sausage, um, caramelized onions, I think that was. And it was absolutely delicious. And it's a restaurant called Scrambled Southern Diner in Greensboro, North Carolina. And not only was that delicious, like everything from the waffle to also, of course, there's always a great cocktail. But it's a very popular place. So I don't think I can't remember if they take reservations, but I know, Jason. Damn.
It
Exactly.
looks so good.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, but if you're ever in Greensboro, go to Scrambled. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. It was a great time. I had a good time.
It looked amazing actually. But what's fried? You said fried green tomato?
Yes.
What
So
is
they're
that?
literally green tomatoes
Yeah.
and you fry them. You take you know what? I don't think I've ever made them. I've always had other people's fried green tomatoes. But I've always loved them. But it like traditionally it's like just you slice like tomato slices. They're green.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little they're not necessarily soft, of course. So it's a
Yeah.
more
Like,
more of a firm tomato.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You coat it in like cornmeal, a seasoned
Oh,
cornmeal. You might dip it in egg or some kind of egg wash, cornmeal. You fry it. Delicious.
that looked amazing.
Delicious. Now they're a little fancy with theirs because it's laying on pimento cheese and there were the fried green
Yeah.
tomatoes and then all the things, which was very, very good. But basic is just sliced, fried, um, like a wash, an egg wash, a seasoned cornmeal, deep fry it. It's delicious.
Amazing. I have to try that.
Yes. I don't know anywhere here. If I find a place here in New York that I know, I can't think of any place because it's a southern thing.
That
Um,
makes sense.
I can't think of any place that I've had it, but if I find out, I'll share.
Okay, nice.
I'll share. Next up, everyone, here we go. It is smash or pass time. So tonight, let's see what we have on our smash or pass menu. Our first thing up, I'm going to start with, where are you here? Let's see here. We're going to smash or pass. This is a candy bar. It's deep fried. And this is a deep fried Mars bar. A deep fried Mars bar. Now, I don't even remember what Mars bars taste like, but it's like a nougat and chocolate and maybe caramel or something. I think there's some nuts in it too. But are we smashing or are we passing? What are we saying?
This one is a big pass for me.
It's a pass for you.
Big pass.
Jason says I have to consult my doctor. Okay. Got a lot of consultations happening, Jason. Verna says she's passing. Tasha says she's going to pass. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think it's a pass on the fried Mars bar.
What do you think?
I'm passing all day. I'm passing all day long. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, that's some funny stuff. You guys are hilarious. What is Christopher says I'm a pass. Let's look like 9 p.m. paint. Yeah, it looks bad. It looks bad. Is this bar? Been there, done that. You can get them at the state fair.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I've never seen, clearly, yes, someone else says, I mean, that's state fair food. Okay. If there was a fried Twix or Snickers, I'd smash, but not pass. I don't even know if I want a deep fried candy bar.
I don't know.
I think I'm okay.
Especially chocolate or whatever this is supposed to be.
Yeah. Oh my God, I think I'm okay. All right, so next up is, now this is a pear gin fizz. Pear gin fizz. So the ingredients are gin, prosecco, pear nectar, honey, and slices of pear. Are we passing or are we smashing? What say you? Ian, are you passing or are you smashing?
I'm thinking about it. It sounds really good. I'm like, is there a hidden ingredient or something? This one sounds good, actually. I think I'm gonna smash.
Yeah. Tasha says smash. Chris says smash.
Yeah.
I think this is a smash. I'm gonna have to take it.
Wonderful.
Take it without the gin. Smash. Okay. Probably the gin and the prosecco. Yes, please. You had me at prosecco, I'm sure. Yes, Janelle. Yes. Well, all right. Okay. Can you well, all right. Let the Lord use you. Let me try this here communion smash. I cannot. I cannot. Yeah. So, okay. So the pear fizz is a smash. Anything with alcohol, I'm smashing. Tasha says, okay. All right, y'all. All right.
No, this one sounds good.
Yeah. So we know that the pear gin fizz is a smash. So that's, and I think I would probably pass because I'm not a big pear person.
Oh.
I don't really care for pears, but I'm the only one who would say I'm good. I'll pass, but it's a smash for everyone else, which is great. And here we go into. All right, so we got a couple of I have a couple of videos here for you. And this is still, are we going to smash or are we going to pass? Here we go.
Breakfast quesadilla, except the tortilla is made of cheese. On medium heat, cover the bottom of a frying pan in mozzarella cheese. Then add 2 eggs to one side. On the other side, add some bacon and some breakfast potatoes. Cook it for 4 to 5 minutes until you see the edges of the cheese start to get brown. Slide the cheese off the frying pan onto a cutting board. Fold the egg side over the bacon and potatoes. Let it sit for a couple seconds, then cut it into 4 equal wedges.
Are we smashing or are we passing?
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think I kind of want my egg cooked a little more, so I would pass.
Yeah, pass,
Bernie
pass,
says
pass.
no passing. All right.
Yeah, I do not like runny eggs, and that no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. That was a lot. It was a lot. I think smash minus bacon. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. That was a hard pass. Okay. Janelle says, why would you not smash that? I don't know, but I would probably pass.
You would pass? How
I would
come?
pass. I'm not big on runny eggs. I mean, like I kind of
Mm.
like I don't know. I let me not say that. I do sometimes, but it needs to be because I've done it on a burger. I've
Mm.
done it in sandwiches, but there has to be more to it. I just feel like
Than it being the main thing.
yeah, I was like that just it feels too much for me.
Yeah, no. I also don't love cheese. When we were talking about the cheese study, that's why I was just like, I have nothing to
No.
add here.
I'm like,
Because
no, no, no.
no. Yeah. So the whole thing.
Oh no. Janelle says no self-respecting foodie does not eat that. Yum. I know, but I that one I might have to pass on. I might have to pass on.
It was a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have one more for you all that this one I probably know what the answer is for most of us, but I found this and I just thought it was the most funniest thing ever so far about food. And this woman who is narrating is hilarious. And so here we go.
Everybody's so creative. If you don't have time to stand up over the stove with all these different pots and pans to wash in the end, just do a one pot meal. Get yourself some tortilla shells and put them in an aluminum pan. You see that? That's a big block of ground beef raw. Put it right in the middle. Dump yourself a big 5-pound piece of cheese, a big brick, right inside of there as well. Some nacho cheese, some refried beans, some salsa, and some taco seasoning, and dump it all in there. That's right, it's all gonna go in one pan. Y'all don't need to be dirtying up all them dishes and bothering your kids. They upstairs playing games. They love it. And then put more taco seasoning. That way it'll be seasoned all the way through. Add your corn. You have to add your corn and add some cheese. You know why you want to add more cheese? Because it ain't going to slide down easy if it ain't cheesy. And we must have it slide down easy. See how simple this is? Now you want to orangutan punch all those ingredients together. That's right. Do it right with your knuckles. Mix it up and push, push, push. Punch like you would if you were running through the orangutan zoo. There you go. Put that brick in the middle. See how that looks? Well, the reason we put the brick in the middle is for you that don't like cheese. I know you don't like cheese, so what you do is you dip right out of the corner. Anyone that loves cheese, you dive in the middle. See that? I got something for everybody, all in one pan. Wipe your hand over top of the dish so you don't get all that crap on your floor. Now you want to pour in this liquid stuff. I don't know what that is. Now, crunch up some tortilla shells. That's right. Crunch up your taco shells and pour them right in that same dish. Because we're not doing anything separate. I don't know why they sell it separate, because I'll never cook separate again. Dump it all in there. Don't get that cardboard in there, though. You don't want a Cracker Jack surprise. Not in this dish. Throw it all in there. See how different that looks? It's supposed to look lasagna-ish, crunchish, cheese-ish, stuffish. That's how it's supposed to look. Now you want to fold it up, put some more tortilla shells on top, fold it up like a baby's pamper. That's right. You see how you roll it all up around their backside, all the way up to their neck? That's what you want it to look like. Look differently different. Now put it in the oven. And you want to crank it up to 400 degrees for 759 days. And when it comes out, I guarantee you, you're going to have a meal for all your children and your friends. I can't wait to see how it looks. See how that looks? So different. Almost just like when we put it in, just darker. See how crispy that might be if we could see it up close? Oh, that looks so simple and different. I can't wait to see what's inside the middle. Are you going to cut it for us? I don't know if we're going to see it on this video, but if you want, you can go to the page and find out what it looks like inside, because I'm done here. I know it's different inside. Cook it for 532 days and it'll crisp up for you just the way you like.
That is great. My favorite part is punch it like an orangutan. I was like, what? So I'm totally okay. I passed immediately with the block of the rolled up ground beef. I was like, who does this? Why are we doing
No,
this? And why are we
no.
wasting food? Why
Okay, that's what, because I
are
was
we
like, now we
wasting
know
food?
this food was not used after this video.
You
So they
can't.
just wasted it.
It's so like I hope not. I like what? And you she punched it with her hands. Like I
Yeah,
was done. I was absolutely done. But yes, I think yes. And it was funny.
hilarious.
But people are out here and that woman is hilarious. So check her out on TikTok and wait, let me get her name because she does the series Everybody is So Creative on TikTok. Um Tanera Double
Yeah.
Chocolate. Tanera Double Chocolate. She is funny. She is funny.
I
But
do
yeah,
love that it was in one pot, that it was a one pot dish. Well, her attempt at it.
I was like, who does this? And why are we doing it? But
Mm,
yeah.
yeah,
So yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of this episode of Food Worth Forking. I have had a great time, but before we leave, um, we have some news to share with you because Ian and I and another company called Eat Good Grub, we are doing a collaboration for Valentine's Day. So it will start on Monday, and I am starting a new part of Food Worth Forking, and I am date planning, like literally planning your dates. So for couples, of course. And if you want a solo date, you plan that too for yourself. We need to take care of ourselves. But what we're doing is you in this, the rules and instructions will come out this upcoming Monday, but you will receive Luji's chocolate, the box, the full set, along with instructions, because you also share with people how, like a chocolate tasting of how you should
yeah.
taste each chocolate and what you're looking for, and check it off and see if you know, if it hits all the senses.
Exactly. You got to test with all your senses. You can't just taste it. You got to smell it, listen to it
Yeah.
snap. So we're going to go through all that and you can rate each bar. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. So you have that. So and then you will have dinner. So we have a whole date planned. So the instructions and the how, the when, the what Monday. So look for that on our pages on at Luigi's Chocolates and at Food Worth Forking on IG. And so that's starting on Monday. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm excited
And
too.
and Ian, tell us again how we find you. Um, and then we're going to put the link for pre-orders in the comments.
Yeah. Oh, so Luji's Chocolate on Instagram is the best way. You can find me, find out about the brand, keep up with us as we're relaunching for our next steps. And then I realized my Indiegogo page is actually going live tomorrow. So I
Nice.
don't know if is there where I can share that link with you after so we can share it with everybody or
Yep.
something?
Just put it in our chat that we have here. Put those two
Yeah.
things in the chat, and then we can share it with
Okay.
everyone, which will be great. So we'll do
Right.
that. Again, just a reminder, if you haven't, please subscribe to Food Worth Forking channel. Like and ring the bell. Hit the bell so that you can get all the notifications about upcoming content and new episodes. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Food Worth Forking. At Food Worth Forking. So Ian, thank you so much for being here tonight. I have had a great time. I hope everyone has enjoyed this episode. It's really important for us to support each other. So let's support Ian as she embarks on this new journey, and get you some of this fantastic, fantastic chocolate, because it's delicious. And I wouldn't just say it, because if you know me, you know I'll be like, oh, this was nice. Thank you so much. Um, but no, it was great. Thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for hanging with me and hanging with us and being here. So we're gonna Ian, you hang out for a second. Thank you
Yeah.
everybody. And this is it. So have a great rest of your week. And until
Have a
we eat
good week,
again.
y'all.
Yes. Have a great week. And until we eat again, make it food worth forking.
Mm.
Good night.